Hi, I'm Roger Simmons here with Mike Bianchi and Brian Schmitz to talk about the Orlando Sentinel's latest bracket buster, selecting the greatest Magic player of all time. We've gone through the list of Magic players and come up with 64 great candidates. So let's go through the regions first and take a look at who is on our list, and we get your comments as we go through, guys. So looking in the Matt Gookis region, the #1 seed overall, a Mr. Shaquille O'Neal. Brian, what do you think about Shaq?
Well, if he's on the free throw line, I really don't like him, but I mean, the most imposing physical force in the NBA, really, since Wilt Chamberlain, and he had to be the #1 seed.
That's ridiculous, Brian. That's ridiculous. Dwight Howard should be the #1 seed. This guy's the all-time leading scorer in Magic history. He's the all-time leading rebounder in Magic history. He led the Magic to their greatest season in history. And you've got Shaq as the #1 seed?
Yes,
ridiculous.
I have Shaq.
Ridiculous,
Right.
Roger.
We'll see when it comes down to Shaq versus Dwight.
All right, in the Doc Rivers region, our top seed is one Tracy McGrady. Brian, tell us about Tracy.
Oh, T-Mac, the purest scorer that's ever played for the Magic, led the NBA in scoring for 2 seasons. Unfortunately, didn't stay here long enough like a lot of the guys, but there was some seasons there watching Tracy was really about the only thing this team had because Grant Hill was in, you know, a nice suit from time to time. So T-Mac, I'd watch out for him in this bracket.
I believe, if my notes are correct, Grant Hill is the #2 seed. Grant Hill is the #2 seed.
Absolutely.
What is this? The biggest waste of money
No.
broken down division?
Are you kidding me?
Because Gilbert Arenas is in it too. All right, he's in the Doc Rivers division. This is the biggest waste of money broken down injured player division, obviously, right?
Yeah, but the intrigue that Grant could actually get through the whole bracket without being hurt. You gotta love that. And Gilbert Arenas, if he can get through the whole bracket without being served any kind of papers.
All right, in the appropriately named Stan Van Gundy region, we have #1 seed Dwight Howard. Mike, Dwight Howard going to make some noise in this?
Absolutely he should. The bracket is not the most popular player in Magic history because right now Dwight would lose that. It's the greatest player in Magic history, and Dwight Howard is the greatest player in Magic history, and he should be voted as such. If fans have any sort of integrity, they will vote Dwight Howard #1 overall in this bracket.
This just in, Dwight has got Stan fired, and he's no longer in charge of this region. So we're going to have to get another coach for this region.
All right, and then we go to the Brian Hill region. Top seed one Penny Hardaway, going back old time for Magic. Brian?
Well, I don't know how many chances Brian Hill's going to get to direct this region. Maybe at least twice since he's come back to the Magic twice. But very interesting region if you like guards. Penny Hardaway. As a rookie, he's perhaps the best player in the league, offense and defense, and that combination with Shaq was one of the best 1-2 punches. And Mike, how do you like that first round matchup? Penny versus Victor Oladipo.
Why is Victor Oladipo even on this bracket?
Oh, he's got to be.
Has he played a minute as a Magic player? No. He's a first-round draft pick. This isn't the Indiana University greatest player of all time. It's the Orlando Magic greatest player of all time. Why is Victor Oladipo on the bracket, and why is Nick Anderson not a #1 seed instead of Penny Hardaway?
All right, guys, so we've gone through some of the top matchups. Who are your picks for the Final Four?
Well, I think Shaquille O'Neal probably will squeak out of his Matt Gookis region. Tracy McGrady out of the Doc Rivers region. The Brian Hill region. Penny Hardaway. And I have an upset in the Stan Van Gundy region. I'm going to take Nick Vucevic.
Obviously, I'm going to go Dwight Howard. I'm going to go Shaq. I'm going to go T-Mac. And I'm going to go Nick Anderson.
All right, guys, so now let's have the big pick overall. Who do you think is going to be named the greatest Magic player of all time in our bracket? Let's go with Mike.
Dwight Howard is the greatest Magic player of all time. He was here longer than Shaq. His statistics are better than Shaq. All-time leading scorer, all-time leading rebounder. Got further in the finals than Shaq did. Dwight Howard's got to be your pick here. As much as I don't like Dwight as a person necessarily, as a player, he was the greatest player in Magic history.
Well, like usual, Mike, sounds intriguing, but wrong. Tracy McGrady is going to win the Sentinel bracket. You can book it, put your house and camper on it. Tracy McGrady, the greatest scorer, pure scorer in Magic history, 2-time NBA scoring champion. put your money on Tracy
Yeah,
in this bracket.
Tracy won't even get out of the first round. He's never been out of the first round of anything.
But this is his chance right here. He's going to move. He's going to move fast.
All right, guys, it's up to you to vote. You're going to go in and decide who advances in our bracket contest. Go to orlandosentinel.com/bracket to make your votes. We'll have updates as the voting goes along. And right before the Magic season opener, we're going to reveal your choice for the greatest Magic player of all time.
And another thing, where's Tim Tebow on this bracket? I realize he didn't play for the Magic, but he's the greatest player on any team's bracket, okay? Tebow.